We are live here on MTG Unpacked. So it's time for the Patron Snap Pack live stream for April 2025. So normally I would have these over the weekend, but I just ran out of time. So I figured Monday night is as good a time as any. So I see we've got Crawfish Cigarette in the chat. Welcome. We'll just give it a moment for some other patrons to come by. So the packs, we do have some Modern Horizons 3, so you regulars will know what that's all about. I was hoping to have some Tarkir Dragonstorm, but I am completely cleaned out of that set. I'm still waiting for some additional boxes to arrive. Thought I'd show off a couple of the new MetaZoo things we pulled early last month. So we do have a Jackalope card in that set, along with, I pulled a cool Bigfoot here. So nice artwork. I really like the card design. I think they did a much better job than the original. That was always sort of messy, so I'm glad they were able to reboot it. All right, so I think we'll get started here now. So we'll start off with the patrons at the 1-pack tier. So they are getting just a foil from the Snap Pack box. So we'll start off here with Sad Dog 1250. Thank you for being a patron. Reaching in for a foil, we have a Quandrix Apprentice. All right, so I'll set that aside for you. And next up, we have Fresco. Nice pull there for Fresco this month, a mythic. So let's see what we can get for you. Thank you for being a patron, and it is Mystic Monastery. And you might notice it is very heavy on the Tarkir this month. So a bunch of stuff from collector packs, play boosters, and so forth. Next, we have Card Freak 89. Thank you for being a patron. Grabbing a foil Dalcoven Encampment. Okay, so we've got the borderless variety. And next, it is Puddin. Thank you for being a patron. Puddin getting a nice mythic spirit dragon there. And we have a harmless offering. Oh boy, this is one of the Deadpool Secret Lair bonus cards. So I thought it would be funny to chuck those in the box this month. And next we have Jacob Flint. Thank you for being a patron. Reaching in for a foil mountain. Okay, so we've got the dragon shadow there. I really like these lands. Somewhere around here, I'll have to grab, maybe I can show you the Dragon's Eye lands. We'll take a look at those in a second. Welcome to Arm and Bagel Ben. Next, we got a Stalker Mike 1987. Thank you for being a patron. And what do we have? It is Songcrafter Mage. Oh, actually the pre-release stamp version. That's cool. And lucky last here at the 1-pack tier, we have Lauren Reynolds. Got a very nice pull there from, what is that? Outlaws of Thunder Junction, the big score print sheet. Very cool. And we have a Quasi Revenant. All right, so we'll pop that in there. And actually, just checking here, I feel like, I feel like Lauren might have been at the higher tier than that. I will just check that real quick. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend and got to play some Magic. Let's see here. This is going to be tricky if this will let me log in. Okay, that is not gonna work. Yeah, the stream, let me just check here on my phone. All right. We are back in action. Okay, so I just had to check on that. So Lauren was actually at the 1 pack tier. So hopefully did not disturb things too much there. So what is going on in the chat here? And we have Bagel Ben. I know you're more of a PAX YouTuber. Can you make some videos playing Magic? So I actually have an entire playlist, MTG Arena. So I make a bunch of deck tech and gameplay videos on there. So that is the closest you'll get to gameplay on the channel. All right, so if you're a patron and you're in the chat, just let me know. I'll try to get your snap packs done right away. I know it's either really late or really early for some of you. All right, let's get started here. We'll start with Inferni. Thank you for being a patron. So the way this works at the regular tiers, so we grab 5 commons. So we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Welcome, Connor. I'll take care of yours next. And then we have uncommons. We're going to grab 5 of these. And then a foil and a rare or mythic. All right, so let's see what we got here for Inferni. Starting off with Smelt. Dragon's Prey, Deranged Assistant Plummet, Baelmerk Leech, Malicious Eclipse, Spider Spawning. For a second I thought that was a Jackalope herd. You regulars know about that. We've got a Loyal Apprentice, Fading Hope, Rush of Inspiration, flipping it into Crackling Falls. Oh, a foil mythic. Elsha Threefold Master. So this is actually one of the commander deck commanders. And Afterlife from the Loam is the rare. So enjoy the pools there, Inferni. All right, let's see what else we got here. So we've got Connor. If there's anyone else in the chat, just let me know. Yeah, so the MTG Arena videos are something you will, getting back to Bagel Ben's comment, you'll see a bunch of gameplay on there. So I like to build decks. We do some deck techs as well. Still hunting for Connor. Where did I put that one? Ah, here we go. All right. Ooh, that's a nice one. All right. So next up, we have Connor Moody. Thank you for being a patron. So got a Kakusho, the Evening Star. So the theme of the Chaos boxes last month was dragons. So we had a whole bunch of dragons on that one. Some pretty spicy stuff. And I also, I think it was towards the end of last month, I put together some new Dragons Horde boxes on mtgunpacked.com. So those things are selling like hotcakes. That's part of the problem why I'm out of Tarkir Dragonstorm right now. So I've recorded videos for the coming week with the last of the Tarkir packs. Still waiting on a couple more booster boxes to arrive, but once those come in, we'll be doing some more openings of those. All right, so Connor, we have Raccoon Rallier along with Tome Shredder, Scoldkin, Wither and Bloom, Midnight Mangler, Gomafada Vanguard, March of Wretched Sorrow. Okay, so you get an extra rare there. Cinderclasm. Ding, 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 ding. Standard pack. Oh, no, Connor. Not today. It's Modern Horizons 3. I figured you guys wouldn't be sad if I had those instead of Tarkir Dragonstorm since I ran out. We've got Vow of Wildness, Winter Night Stories in foil, and a Hammerhead Tyrant extended art. All right, so you know the deal, people. So we're going to get the rares, mythics, foils, anything over $1, art cards, anything from the list. And let's see, I think this box, we had to do the card trick on here. Yep. So we start off with a Hydra Trainer, and let me know if there's anything over $1 here that I miss, so I can set those aside for Connor. We got Brain Surge, Evolution Witness, Cranial Ram, Solstice Zealot, Riddlegate Gargoyle, Utter Insignificance, Grave Dig, Infernal Captor. Gotta chuck in the Kraken token. That is just too awesome. On the other side, Energy Reserve. We've got a Smelted Charge Bug in foil and a Mythic Birthing Ritual. All right, we'll sleeve it up. And Recruiter of the Guard. Ding, 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 ding. Double Mythic Pack. Suppression Ray. Flipping it into Orderly Plaza and Consign to Memory. That was pretty nutty, gotta be honest. So, yeah, what do we got here? These Charge Bug, Kraken. Think if there's anything else you see in the commons and uncommons, maybe the Brain Surge, Consign to Memory. Okay. Anything else there? Okay, so we'll set those aside. I'll review that later. We've got to sleeve up some mythics here for Connor. I completely forgot that Recruiter of the Guard was in this set. Very cool. All right, so Connor making out like a bandit today. Congratulations. Enjoy the pools. And what is going on here? Ben playing Commander against friend. Game was so long we both had way too many permanents. Had like 150 life. So we had to flip a coin on how to win. Oh boy. Yeah, some of these games can get really out of control. All right, have a good evening, Bagel Ben and Cameron Frost. Welcome. Good to have you here. All right, so let's dig in for our next patron. We have Manic Stickle. Thank you for being a patron. Okay, so we had some early excitement with the wild cards there. Sometimes, I think last month's, we were hunting and hunting probably about 45 minutes until the first wild card came up. I have no idea why it took so long. It's maybe the hands were just not there to pull the craziness. Okay, so we've got uncommons 2, 3. You are welcome, Connor. 4 and 5. Then we got a foil, rare or mythic. All right, Manix. Starting off with Sticky Tongue Sentinel, Dragonback Lancer, Axguard Cavalry, Strix Lookout, Frilled Caveworm, and a split card here, Collision and Colossus. Followed by Long River's Pool, Skyclave Cleric, flipping it into Skyclave Basilica, and a Mythic Junji the Midnight Sky. So this is an extra Mythic there for you. Wix Patrol, Foil Encroaching Dragonstorm, and Rockfall Veil for the rare. So enjoy the pools there, Manix. And let's see, I've got to rearrange things. And next we have Gaoku. Thank you for being a patron, digging into the box yet again. I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening or morning, as the case may be. And probably the Australians and New Zealanders are about the only ones who it would be a reasonable hour in the morning. Okay, then we'll grab uncommons. And then a rare or mythic and a foil. Okay, Gaoku, let's check it out. We've got a Sky Skipper Duo, Bird Frog combo, Arcane Signet, not bad. Titan Strength, Bedhead Beastie, Fake Your Own Death, Wild Shape, Rapacious Dragon, Vile Mutilator, Temple of the Dragon Queen, Grim Servant, nice foil, Swamp from Foundations, and Will of the Jeskai. And you'll notice there's a bunch of commander cards in here, so I did break down the Tarkia Dragonstorm commander decks for the Patron box this month. And next we have Nova Entropy. Thank you for being a patron. So digging in yet again. And like I said, if you're a patron in the chat, let me know. I'll try to get your snap pack done right away. So there we have the commons. Foil and a rare or mythic. All right, Nova Entropy, what do we got? Starting off with Daggerfang Duo. This is a Rat Squirrel combo. Solstice Zealot, Arrogant Poet, Bake into a Pie, Baker's Bane Duo. That's fun that those were back to back. Nomad Outpost, Sea God Scorn, Tempest Heart, Abzan Charm, and Kunaros, Hound of Athreos. Okay, so an extra rare, not bad. Nice Foil Forest, Dragonland, and Within Range is the rare. So enjoy the pools, Nova Entropy. And let's see. I was going to show, I forgot about it for a second. We got a few, these are actually on sale on TCG Player right now. So we've got the Dragon's Eye, we've got the Island, and a Foil Forest. So these are very cool indeed. I think a lot of people are going to be blinging out their decks with those, especially if you have a dragon theme deck. That would be pretty cool. All right. Next, we have Kaio Nagiri. Thank you for being a patron. Very cool. Shivan Devastator there. What is that? A game day promo foil. Nice one. So that is another one of the Chaos Box pools for last month. And then this month, we have a brand new theme. We have Fetch Lands. So all the Chaos Boxes on the videos this month will have Fetch Land pools. And I did actually manage to fit all of the Fetch Lands in there. So the enemy and allied Fetch Lands, at least the ones that don't tap. I think they had some, was it in Onslaught or something? One of the earlier sets, they were tapping. All right, we have Swarming Goblins, Hexbane Tortoise, Broken Wings, Nocturnal Hunger, Song of Stupefaction, Chancellor of Tales, Corey Mountain Stalwart, Toby Beastie Befriender Extra Rare, Hordling Outburst, Soul Coil Viper, Foil Timur Battle Crier, and Parapet Thrasher for the rare. That's pretty cool. So that is one from the Commander deck. So thank you for being a patron once again, KO. Enjoy the pools. And digging in, let's say, we'll grab this one. All right, so we have Graham Brown up next. Graham got a very cool Marsh Flats. So we did actually find that in a play booster, from what I remember. So you can find them, and they sort of hide them in there. They're in some of the earlier slots, so it's a nice surprise. You're just expecting commons or uncommons, and you get this fetch land, so that's pretty crazy. So congratulations, sir. And let's see, 4, 5, and then we have a foil, rare or mythic. All right, Graham. Checking it out, we got Banishing Light, Slavering Branch, Snapper, Lotus Guard, Disciple, Inspiring Paladin, Free Strider Commando, Wardens of the Cycle, Timur Monument. Oh, what is this? An extra rare, Nyxborn Behemoth, 10/10 for 12. That's nuts. Then we have Fear of Failed Tests, 100 Battle Veteran. Nice foil Swamp here, Retro Border, and Second Harvest for the rare. But wait, Graham, if you watch this on the replay, stick around. You actually have another one, and he did pretty well last month. Got the Crater Hoof Behemoth there. Now standard legal once again. Was anyone playing when the Crater Hoof was legal the first time round? When was that actually? Was that like early 2000s or something? That would have been, would that be in Khan's block, or was it before then? Okay, we've got our uncommons, foil, and rare or mythic here for Graham. Round 2, we have a Watcher of the Wayside along with Give In to Violence, Kill Shot, Think Twice, Disembowel, Impending Doom, Jeskai Brushmaster, Venerable Lamassu, Angel of Finality, Idol of Oblivion, okay, extra rare, Foil Felithar, Dawn of the Abzan, Borderless, and a mythic, Dragonback Assault. Not too shabby there for Graham. Enjoy the pools. Thank you for being a patron. And who is next? Let's go digging in here. How about we'll have Peter Sorensen. Thank you for being a patron. So another nice dragon there from the Chaos boxes. You got the Balefire Dragon. That was from Commander Masters. Borderless Mythic. Good deal. And hopefully everyone can watch on the replay. I know the hour is a little bit strange. I used to try to do these on Saturday mornings, and then I'm like, oh, I have to get up real early to do that. And I have to be really well organized, and I'm pretty organized for the channel, but there's just so much to do. I can't always get those earlier times. We have Infestation Sage and Gitu Journey Mage, Dynamite Diver, a Goblin Pilot, Streaking Oil Gorgeous, Segu Wildling, Bleeding Edge, and Mouse Trapper, Sage of the Skies, extra rare, Picklock Prankster, Explosive Vegetation, Xiao Zhan for the foil. That's one of the Assassin's Creed cards. And Maru Siegebreaker for the rare. Enjoy the pools there, Peter. All right, let's see. Next, we have Fact. Thank you for being a patron. And this is a funny story. This Miriam Sentinel worm. Actually, at the time I bought it, I think it was like $6 or something, $5 or $6 for the. We did a Commander Snack video, and by the time it aired, I think it had pretty much doubled in price. It was closer to like 11 or 12. So Fat lucked out pretty well with that one. I guess the dragons, everybody's snapping up the legendary dragons. Everyone wants to build a dragon deck with Tarkiet Dragonstorm. Okay, Fat. Let's see what we got here for you. Starting off with Vanguard Seraph, Bronze Walrus, Archer's Parapet, Agent of Cotis, Academy Wall, Shocking Sharpshooter, Boros Signet, Gingerbread Hunter, Bastion of Remembrance, Wall of War. Or was that Whale? It's Whale of War. It always messes me up with the font there. Calamity Bearer in foil and Fetid Heath. Nice. Don't they call those the filter lands? You can pick your color there or add colorless. So enjoy the pools, Fat. And next up we have Don Sava. Thank you for being a patron. Don getting a very nice mystical tutor from Dominaria Remastered last month. So it is cool to find the tutors in that set, even if you don't get a Force of Will. So there we have our commons. There is actually another wild card in the box here. So once we find it, we'll switch over to the other box. But like I said, the last month's video, we were hunting for ages for those rotten things, and I don't know why I couldn't find them. All right, we have 3 Tree Mascot along with Anoint with Affliction, Geezer's Bidding, Flaming Fist Officer, Deputy of Acquittals, 10th District Legionnaire, Archon of Falling Stars, Agatha's Champion, Sporogenic Infection, Grinning Ignis. Oh, nice one. Foil Mythic. We got Cotis, Sibzig Champion. So this is one of the Commander deck commanders, and Iron Will Forger for the rare. So enjoy the pools there, Don. But don't go anywhere, please, Don, because we have another snap pack for you. So we do have some hungry patrons here on MTG Unpacked. They do enjoy their cardboards. So we have our commons here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Grabbing a foil, rare or mythic. All right, Don, round 2, we have Treetop Snare Spinner, along with Root Rider Fawn, Nocturnal Hunger, Cloak of the Bat, Fanged Flames, Shatter Skull Minotaur, Gate Colossus, Bone Can Butcher, Whirlwing Stormbrood, Ogre Slumlord, okay, extra rare here, yep. Foil Island. So which is your favorite of the Dragon lands? Let me know in the chat or comments. We've got Tempest Technique for the rare. So enjoy the pools there, Don. We'll set this aside. Moving on to our next patron. Who will it be? And we have Taran. Thank you for being a patron. And has anyone pre-ordered or looking forward to the Final Fantasy set next month? That thing is going to be nuts. From what I'm hearing, it seems like it will probably do even better than Fallout, but we haven't had the full spoilers yet. So maybe it'll be a total bust and people will hate it, but I highly doubt that. Hopefully they've printed enough to make the prices not go totally insane. We got Brightfield Glider along with Lightning Bolt, Scurrilous Sentry, Broken Wings, Firebrand Archer, Rogue's Passage, Decree of Pain, Extra Rare, Lionheart Glimmer, Fay of Wishes, another extra rare there, Lingering Souls, Foil Plains, and Laithless Dragon Queen for the rare. Good deal. And I think I put at least one of each of those Dragon Shadowlands in the box this month. So hopefully we can find all of those today. Next up, we got another patron here. James W. got a Craterhoof Behemoth last month. Thank you for being a patron. James is like, no, thank you. Has anyone built a deck around the Craterhoof now that he's back in Standard? The good old hoof. What is that? A 5/5 for 8. And your creatures gain trample and get +X until end of turn. So if you've got a ton of creatures, the all of your creatures get pretty crazy. So let's see here. We've got a foil here. Rare or mythic. All right, James, let's get into it. And we start off with Dreadwaters. Minstrosity, 3-tree mascot, Brightfield Mustang, Goldvein Pick, Rug of Smothering, Heraldic Banner, Rocky Roads, and Vexing Bauble. Is it Guildmage? Foil Storm Shriek Feral. I like what they did with the borders on these showcase dragons. And Veyran Voice of Duality. It's a mythic. So enjoy the pulls there, James. And I just remembered Wilds of Eldraine available for patrons this month. So back in stock. I'm not sure for how much longer because prices were getting close to $200 per box. I said not gonna do it. And then there was a reprint announced of these set boosters. So then the prices dropped a bit. I think I got that for maybe like 140 or 150 or something. And I figured it's a bit high, but the patrons really enjoy that set. So I picked up another box. Next, we have Gorsus. And that is not a foil, but still borderless Arid Mesa. Good deal. So I think that was another one, probably out of a play booster. Couldn't believe it. We blew through an entire case of Tarkir Dragonstorm last month. And you might think, oh, that's not a lot. Like the typical Whatnot streamer blows through that in an evening. But around here, when you're only nibbling on like 10 or 12 packs a day, that is pretty impressive. I think it's probably the fastest we've gone through a case in the channel's history. Really popular set. And welcome to Rikamaru Riki. All right, so for Gorsus, we have a Nyxborn Hydra, Thraben Charm, Corpseberry Cultivator, Goblin Borders, Night Market, Magma Opus, extra mythic just chucked in there, Wildwood Symbiote, Needletooth Pack, Dungeon Map, Static Snare, Foil Rummaging Goblin, and Conjurer's Closet for the rare. So enjoy the pools there, Gorsus. Thank you for being a patron once again. And we will dig in. Next up, we have Keith TKW. Thank you for being a patron. We are still hunting for the second wild card in this box. So in case you don't know what the wild cards are, we got to Gotta look for these dudes, these standard pack jackalope herds. But today it is not standard pack, so no, it is Modern Horizons 3, because we are all out of Tarkia Dragonstorm. A lot of the extra packs went to the Dragon's Horde boxes, so each of those has 2 Tarkia Dragonstorm packs. Those are available right now, still in stock on mtgunpacked.com. So if you're in the US, you might want to go dragon hunting with one of those. Next up, we have Rugged Highlands, along with Synchronized Spellcraft, Dauntless Survivor, Clamorous Ironclad, Stampeding Scurryfoot, Dragon Sniper for the uncommons, Micromancer, Shifting Grift, Karakik Guardian, another one with a nice border, Release the Dogs, Foil Demon Male, Hauberk, and a mythic Brazen Burrower. Holy moly, from Eldraine. Actually found that I was digging through, putting together some bulk, and found that in the pile of bulk boxes I have. I'm like, oh, okay. That can go in the Patron box. All right, next we have Kevin Gardner. Thank you for being a patron. So we pulled a Meat Hook Massacre 2 for Kevin last month. It was pretty crazy. So out of a regular play booster. And that reminds me, that's another set. I think I'm out of Duskmorn. I have actually got an order in with Rudy, a whole bunch. I got like 6 different boxes, different sets. So that should be here within the next week or so. One of those is Tarkia Dragonstorm. I was sort of hoping to get more Tarkia, but he's like 1 per patron because he only had like a half a pallet or something left. All right, we've got Wreck Remover, Academy Journey Mage, Sanitation Automaton, Sky Skipper Duo, Risky Shortcut, Chancellor of Tales, Reality Heist, Third Path Iconoclast, Fear of Abduction, that is creepy as, Furwar Stone, Desperate Measures in foil, and Caldera Pyamore for the rare. So enjoy the pools there, Kevin, but wait. Kevin, mate, you've got another one. We'll put that together right away. And speaking of aliens, that card reminded me, we finally watched, we got the 4K of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Watched that over the weekend. The movie, there's certain things I'm like, oh, I finally found out where certain things came from that I had heard about it, but had not actually seen it. But the movie I thought was a little bit above average. I wouldn't call it outstanding. The effects were pretty funny, but I think they were probably groundbreaking for the day. But anyway, it was an enjoyable experience. Next up, we got Unholy Officiant, Vault Plunderer, Ginny Windseer, and Druid of the Spade, Cindering Cutthroat, Bag of Holding, a Braid, Waterlogged Hulk, flipping it into Watertight Gondola, Shadow Summoning, and Revival of the Ancestors. I think that's an extra rare. We've got one of these, what do they call these? Finish line foils or something? Island from Aetherdrift, and Terza Light Shadow for the rare. Nice borderless art on that one. Enjoy the pools, Kevin. We'll set this aside for you. And next, we have Jürgen. Thank you for being a patron. Jürgen actually got the, I think that was the one and only Mox Jasper we pulled, unbelievably, out of a play booster pack. I don't think we pulled any out of the 2 collector booster boxes that we opened. I would have liked to have opened more, but the prices were getting pretty nuts. So I'm like, okay, we can live without it. We have a somewhat limited budget around here. You might not believe it if you see the daily videos, but yeah, by some standards, it's pretty modest. Okay, Jurgen, we have Thraben Charm along with Blood Tallow Candle, Llanowar Elves, Veloheart Bike, Jin of Fools Fall, Take Up Arms, Markov Waltzer, Chaos Warp. Oh, that Chaos Warp's actually a rare. Cool. Heartfire Immolator, Thales Reverent Medium, Black Sun's Twilight in foil, I believe. I have the playmat of that as well. And Dragonfire Blade for the rare. I like the border on that one as well. Let me know in the chat or comments what you think about the borders in that set, the showcase variants in particular. Next, we have Bermudian Belbachir. Thank you for being a patron. And that mythic crested sunmare was a surprise. I remember that one, a list pull. I think the rest of the pack was so-so, but that was really the highlight in that one. Completely forgotten that they'd put that in the list for that set. I forget which set it was, though. We have made a whole bunch more videos since that one was recorded. Okay, so we've got our uncommons here. And let's see here, grabbing a foil. Rare or mythic for Bermudian. And we have Petrifying Meddler, Krumar Bondkin, Ravine Raider, Agate Blade Assassin, Saver, Zoff Consumption, Flipping Around, Zoff Bloodbog. Then we've got a Reassembling Skeleton, Cleaving Skyrider, Demon Male Horberk, Propagator Drone, Foil Ambling Storm Shell, and a Mythic Borderless Inspired Ultimatum. Not too shabby, so a couple of mythics there for Bermudian for last month. Thank you for being a patron. And let's move that around here. Then next, let's see, we have Ultrix. Thank you for being a patron. So still hunting for the wild card. And I can't remember. You might have to rewind to see if it was in the common or uncommon slot. So I put one in each of those slots in each box. And sometimes it's harder to find than others. Okay, Ultrix. We start off here with a Cleric of the Ford Order, Tempest Angler. Oh, what is this? Is that it? I think it is. That, what is that, a 4/5? Fanatic of the Harrowing. Here it is. Ding, 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 ding. Ultrix. All right. You're getting a Modern Horizons 3 today. Congratulations. We have Campus Guide. So it must have been, the other one must have been in the uncommon slot. We've got a Clamor Shaman, Goblin Shaman, Twisted Riddle Keeper, Sage's Reverie, Talisman of Conviction, Temple of Deceit, extra rare, nice Foil Island, and Shattered Sanctum for the rare. Okay, Ultrix, so you know the deal, people. It is rares, mythics, foils, art cards, and anything from the list. Oh, and anything over $1, of course. So let me know if I skip over anything worth more than $1, and I'll set that aside for Ultrix. We've got a Grim Servant, Metastatic Evangel, Foreboding Landscape, Rosecott Knight, Conduit Goblin, Thraben Charm, Warp Tusker, Utter Insignificance, Scurrilous Sentry, and the art card here is a Swamp, one of the nice Eldrazi lands. Then we have, some spoilers there, Frogmere Enforcer in foil, and Flare of Duplication. I think that's another one I have the playmat. Nadir's Nightblade, Drowner of Truth, flipping around into Drowned Jungle, and Null Elemental Blast. So enjoy the pulls there, Ultrix. So we're going to switch over to the other box momentarily because we've got 2 wild cards in that one. And let's see here. Grab a couple of patrons. Jacob Adams. Okay, I just flicked past your pack here. Let's take care of that. All right, so thank you for being a patron, Jacob, getting a Utvara Hellkite Mythic for last month. So that was the Chaos boxes, the dragon theme. Okay, so now we've switched over here for the commons and uncommons, hoping to pull some more wild cards. So the wild cards, of course, this month, Modern Horizons 3. I am all out of Tarkia Dragonstorm. So I did the videos for this week. And then I was making some more of those Dragon's Horde boxes for the website. And I realized, oh, I'm all out. I do have some more on the way, but they haven't arrived yet. So hopefully they'll get here so I can do some more Tarkia videos next week. Send me something, brother. Not a patron yet, but would trade old school Magic. So, Neil, I don't actually have a lot of old school Magic. I think the oldest of school I have is the... I have some Goblin Wizards. I've got some graded Goblin Wizards in my collection. All right, Jacob, we have Deathless Pilot, Siphon Fuel, Avishkar Raceway, Abomination of Gudul, Uvenize, Ministrant of Obligation, Woolly Thopter, Kozilek's Unsealing, High Speed Hoverbike, Campfire, and Riling Dawnbreaker in foil. Then we have Will of the Sultai for the rare. So enjoy the pulls there, Jacob, especially that Utvara Hellkite. That thing is nuts. And moving on here to our next patron. It is Roadie Bob. Thank you for being a patron. So we've got the nice Nissa Ascended Animist. What is that from Phyrexia All-Be-One? Wasn't there... yeah, there was another Nissa in March of the Machine, the Aftermath. Okay, so we've got commons here. And then uncommons, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Grabbing a foil, rare or mythic. All right, Roadie Bob. We have an Expedition Champion along with Woolly Loxodon, Blazing Crescendo, Goggles of Night, Cancel, Iron Root Warlord, Iron Crag Feet, extra rare there, Havoc Sower, and Discerning Financier, Vine Gecko, Yathan Tombguard in foil, and a mythic, Chisgoria Forge Tyrant. All right, so enjoy the pulls out. Roadie Bob got a couple of mythics for you for last month. And hoping the May patron snack pack thing I'll actually be able to do in the month of May, because June is going to be nuts with Final Fantasy coming out. All right, next we have Nat Barker. Thank you for being a patron. And I can't believe they reprinted Tevish Zat in the list. If anyone remembers that one originally in Commander Legends, one of the new commanders. What was there was a insect commander they had in that one as well, I remember. I think we pulled one of those recently for the patrons. Welcome to Run DMS. Glad you could make it to the stream. I know the timing's a bit odd. Normally I do these over the weekend, but I just ran out of time. Okay, foil and a rare or mythic for Nat. Starting off with a Feral Death Gorger, along with Poise Practitioner, Trumpet Blast, Vicious Clown, what the heck, War Behemoth. Oh, Run DMS on the west coast of the US. That is perfect. Bitter Triumph. It's like an early evening for you then. Ancestral Vision, extra rare. I do have the playmat of that one as well. Roost of Drakes, Wickerfolk Thresher, Self-Reflection. Oh, foil mythic. Shiko and Narset Unified. I think this is one from the Commander decks. And Blasphemous Act. All right, so enjoy the pools there, Nat. So I did actually break down those Commander decks to fill the Patron box this month, in case you're wondering why there's a whole bunch of Commander cards here. Next, we have Domino. Thank you for being a patron. And the Venerated Rock Priest, that one was pretty cool at the time of release. I think it's dropped a fair bit since then, but still a solid card. And then uncommons. So like I said, still some extra wild cards in this second box. I'm trying to grab cards from different sections there so we have a better chance at pulling it. There's no special indication on the cards. There's no, like, I guess there is a little bit of wear there, but there are other cards with wear, but yeah, it's not really obvious there. Okay, Domino, we have Anthropede, along with Trailblazer's Torch, Reject, Grasping Longneck, Blood Petal Celebrant, Rockslide Sorcerer for the uncommons, Ember Hauler, Swift Warkite, Auroral Procession, Frontier Bivouac, Foil Valkyrie Harbinger, and a mythic, Clothis, God of Destiny. Nice. From Theros Beyond Death. That was another one I found when I was digging through my bulk boxes the other day. Sometimes I have things that are not bulk that end up in there. It's just stuff I was not able to file away. I would often just dump things in those boxes. But that was a nice find. All right, Sierra Pritchett, you're up next. Thank you for being a patron. And hopefully you all can watch the replay, see what you got. And I'll give you a hint. If you don't want to scroll through, like, they're typically 2-hour live streams. If you wait 24 hours after the live stream airs, YouTube will do a transcription. So you can just search the transcription for your name. Saves a lot of time. And if you ask me where your pack was, that's exactly what I would be doing. I'd have to wait until the transcription was finished. Okay, we got a foil, rare or mythic for Sierra. All right, starting off with Voracious Vermin. Beanstalk Worm, Longshot Squad, Swiftwing Assailant, Strix Lookout. Oh, here we go. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Here we go. Wild card time again. This is different than the previous month where it took us forever to find those things. Wild Shape, Putrefy, Dragon Lord's Servant, this poor guy, Goblin Shaman carrying all the food for the dragon. The first Irwin Games, and a foil here, Goblin. Nice, flipping around. Whoops, spoilers. Warrior, there we go. and a Quasi Revenant. All right, so that is your rare. So let's see what we get for you out of Modern Horizons 3. So yeah, opening this because I am all out of Tarkia Dragonstorm. Was hoping that open it this month. Probably the May one will do the Tarkia. Oh, card trick goes horribly wrong. We have a Harbinger of the Seas. Okay, so there's your rare. Meteoric Mace, Boggart Trawler. I think this is still over $1. Boggart Bog on the other side. Unstable Amulet. If you spot any others, let me know. Grim Servant, Bountiful Landscape. Basking Brood Scale. Expanding Ooze. Expel the Unworthy. Tune the Narrative. Kami of Jealous Thirst. Smelted Charge Bug. Eldrazi's Spawn, flipping it into an energy reserve. We got, that is actually a foil mountain, okay. Oh, here we go, a foil volatile Storm Drake, nice. So a couple of rares in that one, not too shabby. So what are we at? 3 wild card pools. So there is one more in that box. And when we find it, we will restack as always. Maybe not Modern Horizons 3, but I do have a bunch of other sets here we can dig into. Okay, next we have Jake Shockley. What? Another Mox Jasper. Okay, I just forgot about that one. So we pulled 2 Mox Jaspers. I think Jake, though, that must have been, was that from a collector boost box? Now I can't remember. So I think we got the regular version and the showcase version. Okay, so we did better than I thought. So Jake, everything else here is just gravy. When you got the Mox, didn't they have, I feel like they had the serialized Moxes in the collector boosters. So sadly, did not find any of those. I think there's only 500 in total. Anyone remember when they started the serialized cards? And I think they had a whole bunch of cards were serialized. So they weren't quite as rare as they are these days. Okay, we have Glassworks and Shattered Yard, followed by a Goblin Surveyor, Cindering Cutthroat, Guardian Naga, Feed the Clan, Sultai Monument, Bosiju reaches skyward, flipping it into Branch of Bosiju, Hulking Bugbear, it's a Goblin, Prismari Apprentice, Otterball Antics, Foil Elrond Master of Healing, and Adeline Resplendent Cathar for the rare. So enjoy the pulls there, Jake. Run DMS says, I've never pulled a serialized card to 500. So you're in good company. I haven't pulled any serialized cards on the channel. Probably the most of any collector booster we opened, I don't think it had serialized. We opened 6 boxes of Dominaria United looking for the Lost Legends. And we did find some Legends cards, but they were just commons, I think. So that was not as exciting as I thought it would be. Next, we have Chicknam. Thank you for being a patron. This is another patron who's like, no, thank you. He got the Atraxa Praetor's voice. I think I ended up making a YouTube short out of that one. I think that pack was like double mythic. Let's see here. I wonder if we dig into Chicknam's stuff here. Oh, maybe it was the triple mythic. He's got like 3 mythics from last month. So that was pretty crazy. Okay. So let's see, 3, 4, 5. Then we've got our uncommons. 3, 4, 5. And then a foil Rare or mythic. All right, Chicknam. So let's get some gravy for you. We have Ringing Strike Mastery, Stinging or Singing? Singing Bell Strike, Snowhorn Rider, Dragon Scale Boon, Timo Banner, Talisman of Impulse, Nothic, Parcel Beast. There's one from it's a comic book style they did in Ikoria. Horde, Ambusher, Skull Prophet, Foil Sunset Strike Master, and a mythic Dragon Lord Ataka. Welcome. What is your favorite Dragon Lord? Let me know in the comments. And speaking of dragons, we will actually be getting stuck into a Dragons of Tarkia booster box later this month. That's another one that's on the way. People taking their sweet time shipping, but it will get here eventually. All right, next we have Matty T. Thank you for being a patron. And the Hair Apparent, that was another one. I actually built the deck around that. I think I only had about 20 hairs in that one though. And I think that same video, we had a fun mirror match. So it was hairs versus hairs. I think they won out though. They had more hairs than I did. Okay, foil and a rare or mythic here for Matty T to go along with your Hair Apparent. We have Crippling Chill, Soothsayer Adept, Crotic Nestguard, Nahiri's Binding, Gataxian Anatomist, Curse Courtier, Attack in the Box, Flamecash Gecko, Moru Loyal Companion, Boundary Lands Ranger, Foil Channeled Dragonfire, and Dreamroot Cascade for the rare. Good deal. Enjoy the pools, Matty T. And reaching into the box, who is up next? Run DMS says Dragon Lord Ojatai is their favorite. Yeah, so didn't they have like 5 Dragon Lords in total? Next, we have Chris Booth. Thank you for being a patron. And I think Chris was another one of the patrons. The patrons just gobbled up. We went through an entire case of Tarkia Dragonstorm last month. So I normally pick up a case of every set from my local game store. Beyond that, I don't usually bother because I usually have to special order stuff beyond that point. So I try to get them a case initially. We also get into typically 2 collector boosters per set, collector booster boxes. I'm thinking that might change though with Final Fantasy. The box prices are out of control. All right, Chris. We have Barrow Naughty, Wary Watchdog, Tunnel Surveyor, Merfolk Coralsmith, Genasian Forces, Dewdrop Cure, Allied Assault, Mysterious Pathlighter, Sanctuary Smasher, Stormkiln Artist, not bad, Patrician Geist in foil, and a Magmatic Hellkite. That looks awesome. So many awesome dragons in that set. No wonder it's doing so well. And next we have Charlie L. And he actually got one of these special guest pools. Ruinous Ultimatum. Awesome. Thank you for being a patron. So there's our commons. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, Charlie, what do we got for you? It is High Spire Bell Ringer, Twin Scroll Shaman, Unyielding Krumar, Dutiful Return, Wild Ride, Veteran Adventurer, Thwart the Grave, Baseball Bat, Legion Lieutenant, Whirlwind Denial, Foil Karakick Guardian, And a mythic. Lear, Disciple of the Drowned. Awesome. All right, so enjoy the pools there, Charlie. You got a couple of mythics for April. Good deal. Run DMS says nice. Hellkite art, good pool. I think Justine Jones did the art. And an awesome job it is indeed. Oh, that's cool. Next up, we have Johannes Normanen. Thank you for being a patron. So is that Skirmish Rhino? Is that one of the Ghost Fire foils? I think it might be. And we got, I think the Crater Hoof as well we got in the Ghost Fire. Yep. Charlie did well, I would say. All right, Johannes, and then we've got the foils here digging in. And we start off with a Red Cap Thief Goblin Rogue, Salt Road Pack Beast, Springmane Servant, Highland Game, Poison Blade, Propagator Drone, Young Pyromancer, Ravager's Mace, Fear of Burning Alive, Majestic Oracorn, Foil Forest, and Hollow Merc Siege. Nice borderless art on that one. So enjoy the pools there, Johannes. And next we have... Who's it going to be? It is Fleur Uwu. Thank you for being a patron. Apologies if I butchered that pronunciation. I'm not sure how I was supposed to say that, but that is my best attempt, sadly. Run DMS says Salt Road Pack Beast for Johannes. Okay, what else? That is a foil. All right, Fleur, we have Geist Wave, along with Warehouse Tabby, Tajuru Snarecaster, Quick Study, Wingspan Stride, Black Lance Paragon, extra rare chucked in there, Twisted Filthy, Tough Cookie, I think that was in my Regal Bunnycorn deck, Black Bloom Rogue, Flipping into Black Bloom Bog, Rip Apart, and Great Arashan City. Okay, so that is actually a foil. And a mythic, Obnixilis the Fallen. All right, so they did actually print that one in the Commander decks. Good deal. Okay, next we have Winifred 007 with a foil Twin Flame Tyrant. Was this the one? So that was from the Chaos boxes. One of the foils went to like $100. I think I paid like 30 something for it, and people went nuts for those foil dragons. So I think it was that one that spiked. So that one's pretty cool. Actually had some of those in the dragon deck tech and gameplay video I did. I would say that was the MVP. When you get that one coming out, you will probably win the game. Unless it gets removed, because it is... oh, it's a 3/5, so a little tougher to remove that dude. But yeah, that was some fun games with that deck. Okay, Winifred, we have a Wicked Visitor recruitment drive. Holy cow! There we go. Scout the borders. I bet that woke you up if you were falling asleep. Goblin Matron, Veteran Adventurer, Salt Road Skirmish, Thundering Chariot, Chupacabra Echo. Anyone remember the Chupacabra? I think that was from Rivals of Ixalan. We've got Shoal Kraken, Foil Quasi Revenant, and a mythic Dragonback Assault. Yes. I think we saw that one earlier in the stream as well. Good deal there for Winifred 007. And next we have Ziggy Storm. Thank you for being a patron. So Ziggy got the Khan Legacy Reforged. So that was one of the Commander snacks for last month. I think all of the rest were actually dragons. Let's see here. So we've got our 5 commons. 2, 3, 4, 5, and grabbing the rest. Okay, Ziggy Storm, we have Grab the Prize. Hand that feeds, Venom Sat Lagak, Timberland Guide, Nightscape Familiar, Mind Stone, Avenger of the Fallen. Okay, so you get an extra rare in that one. Oh, another one, Rage Fire Hellkite, Contraband Livestock, and Rage Ceratok, Foil Corrie Mountain Monastery, and Academy Manufacture for the rare. So you actually got a whole bunch of rares in that one, Ziggy Storm. Congratulations. Enjoy the pools. And next we have... Oh, I think this was another Commander snack. Lucas Nunez. Thank you for being a patron. So Inferno of the Star Mounts. Good deal. Run DMS says Monastery is popular right now. Two, 3, 4, and 5. So there we got our uncommons. Grabbing a foil. Wants to stick together. Rare or mythic. Okay, Lucas. See what we got. It is a Living Phone, along with Dragon Scale Boon, Gnawing Crescendo, Jeskai Banner, Beastkin Ranger, Maraza Root Grazer, along with Escape Velocity, Grateful Apparition, Is It Generatorium, Slaughter the Strong, Foil River Will, Sweep, and a mythic, Lord of Extinction. Good deal. So enjoy the pools. Got a couple of mythics there. Lucas. And next, oh, this was probably one of the best pools of the month. Ben Doherty, thank you for being a patron. He got the foil Shieldred the Apocalypse. I've been opening Dominaria United for Ben for months now. He's been hunting for that thing, and we got it in foil, no less. That was awesome. Run DMS says, is it Prowess decks are doing really well at the moment in regionals? So what sort of a percentage of the meta would you say? Is it getting up there like 30% or something? Okay, so foils here, rare or mythic for Ben. Ben, it's all just gravy from this point, mate. I don't actually have any other Shieldreds in here for you, alas. We've got Siegecraft, Reckless Scholar, Aegis Turtle, Recruitment Drive, Neonates Rush, Forerunner of the Coalition, Curse of Opulence, Evolution Sage, Strongbox Raider, Moss Pit Skeleton. Oh, foil mythic. Fellothar the Steadfast. This is another one of the commanders. And Clearwater Pathway Borderless. Good deal on the other side. Murkwater Pathway. Okay, so some very tasty pulls there for Ben for April. Hopefully we can do just as well for you this month. Okay, next we have Stump Jumper John. Thank you for being a patron. Digging in here. We are still hunting for the wild card, people. And I honestly can't remember which spot it was in. Was it in the commons or the uncommons? Okay, so we've got that. Run DMS, Turtle and Fellothar both 0-5, good blocking. Yep. They're basically walls at that point when they've got the 5 toughness. 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And Stump Jumper getting a foil and a rare or mythic. And we have a blessed hippogriff. What on earth is a hippogriff? To which you say, look at the picture. That is a hippogriff. Marble Diamond, Mold Folk, Sarkhan's Resolve, Mephitic Vapors, Harvest Trite Host, Canopy Vista, nice extra rare there, Slingang Lieutenant, Goblin, Dread Fugue, Muster the Departed, Foil Mountain, so another one of the Dragon Shadowlands, and Turn Timber, Symbiosis. On the other side, Turn Timber, Serpentine Wood. Awesome pulls there for Stump Jumper John. And then we have our next patron here. It is Brian Simmons. Thank you for being a patron. So digging in yet again. You know the drill by this point. So there's the commons. 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. One more. And a foil. All right, Brian. We start off with Rat Out and Bestial Bloodline, Singing Bell Strike, along with Charcoal Diamond, Red Tooth Genealogist, Cursed Wombat. What did he do to get cursed? That's what I want to know. Elvish Refueler, Paired Tactician, Nyx Weaver, Nimble Brigand, and a Foil Plains, along with Thousand Face Shadow for the rare. Enjoy the pulls there, Brian. And he got a pearl medallion as well, so that's pretty cool. Then we have, grabbing a couple here. Next, it is Tammy Sanchez. Thank you for being a patron. So what is it? A foil mythic Rot Curse Rakshaza. Not bad. Okay, so, oh, I saw the, that's a double-faced foil. You might have caught a peek at that. So we have Sultai Scavenger, Ornithopter, Grim Javelineer, Renewed Faith, Resculpt, Breaker of Creation, Immolating Glare, Spell Satchel, Beetlebat Chief, a Goblin Warrior, Revenger the Rats, oh no, and it's a foil Goblin. On the other side, a Warrior, and the rare is Will of the Temur. And I have fond memories. I had a Temur energy deck. It was one of the meta decks, sorry. Tammy Sanchez, second one here. So the Temur energy deck was doing pretty well. I think that was one I got into the top 8 at the LGS, which was pretty rare for me. I usually did terrible. We had a bunch of spikes in the tournaments, so they tended to have these crazy overpowered meta decks. I think the other one I got into the top 4 was a just a burn deck with Chandra, Torch of Defiance. That was a fun one. Okay, Tammy, round 2, and we have Sultai Scavenger, Ravenous Gigamole, Ballooner's Gatekeeper, Manifest Dread, Voldaran Epicure, Lord Skitter's Butcher, Ravenous Amulet, Essence Anchor, Skullwinder, and Swarm of Bloodflies, Fervent Champion in foil, and a mythic. Tyrannax Rex, nice. That's crazy. The spell can't be countered, has Trample, Ward 4, Haste, and Toxic 4. Anything else you would like to add to the list there? Enjoy the pools there, Tammy. And our next patron here, we have Tony Siriani. Thank you for being a patron. That is actually a foil mythic, Overlord of the Flood Pits. Good deal. That was out of a play booster. I think we got one of the other Overlords yesterday in the Chaos boxes. Okay, so there's that stuff. Foil and a rare or mythic Tony. And we have Plunge into Winter. Gnawing Crescendo, Siphon Fuel, Sky Diamond, Bloodfire Expert, Dashing Bloodsucker, Synchronized Charge, Raider's Wake, Reclamation Sage, Secret Rendezvous, Foil Mardu, Monument, and Riders of the Mark. It's a Lord of the Rings pull. Enjoy those, Tony. Yeah, sadly, we're not opening any Lord of the Rings anymore. The box prices, I think, are now over $200 just for the set booster boxes. All right, Derek Grunwald, you're up next. Thank you for being a patron, the Mind Skinner. I remember that one. I had that in the, I put together a mill deck. And then there was some game where I had the Mind Skinner out, but I didn't swing with it for some reason. I think I was thinking it was going to get removed, and I just moved on, didn't swing. I could have got 10. So basically, you swing with that, they mill 10. So if the damage goes through. So yeah, can't be blocked. So that's a pretty crazy mill card. Let's see. Good morning, everyone. Did Gaoku already pass? Yep, that was, I'm going to say, almost an hour ago. So either you could rewind or you might want to wait for the when the transcription is finished, when YouTube does that. All right, we've got a Hook Hand Mariner on the other side. Rip Hook Raider, Caustic Exhale, Chandra's Fury, Druidic Ritual, Emerge from the Cocoon, Felwar Stone, Explorer's Cache, Milliken, Congregate, Whirlwing, Stormbrood, and a foil here, Teachings of the Kirin, flipping it into Kirin Touched Orochi, and Setessan Champion for the rare. So enjoy the pools there, Derek. Maybe you'll want to build a mill deck with that Mind Skinner. That would be fun. Okay, let's see who we have next. It is, I think this is a new patron here. We have Buki. Thank you for being a patron. So the Tempest Hawk is one of those. Your deck can have any number of those. So that's pretty cool. So we've got 3, 4, and 5. Welcome to Card Freak 89. I think we did your snap pack like really early in the video. So probably if you rewind, I'm going to say maybe the first 10, 15 minutes, somewhere in there. Okay, Buki, we have Jeskai Student along with Kevu Primarch, Johan Stopgap, Hardened Escort, Innocuous Rat, Incubation Sack, Foul Roads, Abrade, Karakit Guardian, Green Dragon, Foil Welcoming Vampire Welcome, and Thundermane Dragon for the rare. So enjoy the pulls there, Buki. Let's pop that in here. And next patron, we have David Griffiths. Thank you for being a patron. So what did David get? He's got the Shiko Paragon of the Way. Does anyone have a favorite dragon out of Tarkir Dragonstorm? And let me say, other than Ugin, I know Ugin is probably the big one that everyone wants to get, but is there one of the other perhaps lesser known dragons that you are finding does some work in your decks? Let me know in the chat or comments. Okay, foil. There we go. And David, we start off here with a Scarecrow Guide. Genasi enforces murder. Life Creed Duo, Totally Lost. Jeskai Charm, Stump Stomp. Flipping it into Burn Willow Clearing. I wonder if that's the Grove of the Burn Willows. We've got Chalice of Life on the other side. The Chalice of Death. Talisman of Progress. Carter Doomscourge Legendary. And Meteoric Mace for the foil. And Narset's Reversal for the rare. But wait, David, we have more for you. Round 2. Oh, we got a Maha from Bloomborough, right? Not too shabby. So we'll see if we can find that wild card. It's one of those, again, this is like the 4th wild card in the stream. Still hunting for it. Card Freak, always love the Balefire Dragon, but it isn't in Tarkir. Very cool. I think that was that one we had for the patrons in the Chaos box last month? I feel like we saw that earlier in the stream. All right, we have Spectral Interference, Archon's Glory, Pegasus Guardian, Ambush Wolf, Timo Banner, Azorius Signet, Dune Drifter, Heartfire Immolator, Keeper of Fables, Kishla Village, and a Harmless Offering. You knew you would see another one, didn't you? All right, so that's one of the Deadpool bonus cards. We've got Sylvala's Stampede for the rare. Not too shabby pulls there for David. Enjoy. And next we have, oh, this one's nice. Homer 9561. Thank you for being a patron. So that is actually the Mythic Edition Nicole Bolas Planeswalker. Anyone remember when they did the Mythic Editions? So I think you would get it would be like a booster box, but then they would have some packs that had the Mythic Edition Planeswalkers in them. I think that was around the time there was a big debacle where they were selling them direct or something, or through eBay. I forget what it was. And people had a lot of trouble getting them. I think they had to offer some uncut sheets in compensation to people. It was a big mess. All right, so Homer 9561, what do we got here? It is a Gibberic Omnivore. Sleight of Hand, Bestow Greatness, Courier Bat, Expedition Skulker, Fishing Pole, Sabotage Strategist, Watchers of the Dead, Sight Beyond Sight, Ego Drain, and a Foil Purging Storm Brood, followed by Redoubled Storm Singer. So there's a lot of singing to storms in Tarkir. I guess that's in the lore that I actually haven't read. Okay, next we have, how about this patron here? It is Taco Tuesday. Thank you for being a patron. And for some of you viewers, if you're in Europe, it is Tuesday today. Or if you say it like an American, I think they say Tuesday. But I'm pretty sure the English say it the same way I do. So, yep, hoping you can have some tacos on your Tuesday. All right, commons and uncommons. Grabbing a foil, rare or mythic. For Taco Tuesday, we have Ride's End, Seized from Slumber, Bury in Books, that's me. Gibberick Omnivore, Inventor's Axe, Boon of the Wish Giver, Righteousness, Malicious Eclipse, Thundering Spark Mage, Blood Aspirant, and a foil Disruptive Stormbrood. I do like the borders on those, and a mythic Sarkhan, Soul Aflame. So Sarkhan actually in the new Commander decks. All right, Taco Tuesday. He is not satisfied with one taco. He wants an entire meal. And by taco, I mean a piece of cardboard, which you could conceivably fold into a taco holder. Although you would probably want to do that with some bulk rather than anything of value. Okay, running a bit low on the foils and rares here, but I did stock the boxes with enough for everybody, so we should be fine. We start off here with Bring Low, Tortured Existence, Merfolk Coral Smith, Hobgoblin Captain, Lightning Strike, Stinging Cave Crawler. Yep, Card Freak 89 likes the showcase borders on the dragons as well. Fantastic job they've done there. Angras Rampage, Necroblossom Snarl, extra rare, Hazard Root, Herbalist, and Dowsing Device, flipping it into Geode Grotto, Glacial Dragon Hunt in foil, and Crypt of Agadeem. What was that other? Isn't there another Agadeem card? I forget what it's called. Agadeem something or other. All right, enjoy the pools there. Taco Tuesday. Hopefully you can eat some tacos on Tuesday. And next we have Scott Mason. Thank you for being a patron. So Scott getting the Carthus Tyrant of Jund. That was one of the commander snacks we did last month. So very dragon heavy month, as you might imagine. Tried to offer more dragons for the patrons last month just because of Tarkir Dragon Storm. All right, and a foil. Oh, Agadeem's Awakening. Is that what it was? Card Freak 89. All right, Scott, we have Curse of the Werefox. We had a Cursed Wombat earlier. Summon Undead, Engine Rat, Stall Out, Barrow Naughty, Rakdos Charm, Corvold and Noble Thief, and Three Tree Scribe, Dragon Mage, Goblin Morningstar, Foil Sarak Elusive Hunter, and Frostcliff Siege for the rare. I'm not as much of a fan as of these borderless ones. They look sort of dull to me. I much prefer the showcase versions. Okay, next we have Ilya Palushkin. Thank you for being a patron. I reckon that wild card must be in the uncommons because we're getting pretty low on the commons in this box. So I think It's probably hiding in this second slot. We do have one more of those wild cards here. Foil and rare or mythic for Ilya. And we start off with a Bloodfire Mentor. Cackling Slasher, Feed the Clan. Dynamite Diver, a Goblin Pilot, Resculpt. Woolly Razorback. There's a blast from the past. We got Reality Shift. Casualties of War, extra rare. Stormfleet, Aerialist. Jeskai Monument. Guardian Sunmare in foil. And Karzai Revenant for the rare. So that's one of those, was the buyer box promo for Tarkir Dragonstorm. Enjoy the pulls there, Ilya. And next we have KTW. Thank you for being a patron. So what does that land? Sea of Clouds from Baldur's Gate. Not a bad pull at all. And we are opening a lot more Baldur's Gate this month as well. Seems like the patrons have an endless appetite for that set. Maybe because I'm treating them like standard packs. So actually they are pricier than regular standard packs. Okay, Katie, what do we got? Starting off with Sunshower Druid, Appendage Amalgam, Ponyback Brigade, it's a Goblin Warrior, Bone to Ash, Enter the Enigma, Abyssal Gore Stalker, and Sidisi Regent of the Maya, there's an extra rare, Stroke of Midnight, not bad, Icehide Golem, Gutter Sniper, Goblin Shaman, Nomad Outpost in foil, and another mythic, Atsushi the Blazing Sky. So that one was originally in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, reprinted, as you might expect, in Tarkir Dragonstorm Commander. Next, Fishy got a Transformers card. You are so lucky, like 10-year-old me would be overwhelmed with excitement at that because I was a big Transformers fan. We didn't, in Australia, we didn't get the cartoons. They were on, I think they were on Saturday mornings, but they didn't always have them. So it was really hard to follow. They would like skip episodes. I was mostly into the comic books, so I would eat those up at every opportunity. But again, that's another one where you would miss issues because comics were like one of these things, just like, oh, that's just some dumb kid thing. You couldn't really collect them that well. All right, Fishy. We have Neverwinter Dryad, Guidelight Matrix, Prowlcatcher Specialist, a Goblin, Dark Dabbling, Battle Rage Blessing, Back for Seconds, Cat Collector. That reminds me of our house. We've got 3 cats. Intimidation Campaign, Make a Stand, Sudden Insight, Foil Calixion, Hunger Tyrant, and Brilliant Restoration for the rare. So enjoy the pulls, especially that Transformers card there, Fishy. Card Fleet 89. Kamigawa also had dragons. Yep. So yeah, time for another plug. So if you're in the US, check out mtgunpack.com. Got the Dragons Horde boxes back in stock. You get 2 packs of Tarkir Dragonstorm. We got Strixhaven, Kamigawa, D&D, and Baldur's Gate, rounding things out there. So people have been buying those up like crazy. So hopefully I can keep those in stock because I'm still waiting on some more Tarkir Dragonstorm. All right, next patron, we have Claude's Princess. Thank you for being a patron. Let's get into it. And we are actually approaching the end of the stream, so I hope everyone has enjoyed it. If you are watching on the replay, thank you. And feel free to leave some comments. Makes the YouTube algorithm boost the video. Okay, so we've got 5, yep. And this is around the time I start miscounting, so I'm just double checking there. We've got a foil and rare for Claude's Princess. And we start off with Broken Wings, Grotag Bugcatcher, a Goblin Warrior, Guidelight Optimizer, Deathbloom Gardener, Venom Sat Lagak, Thundering Jin, Victimize, Timeless Witness, Watley's Raptor, Blade Blizzard Kitsune. Oh, nice. Foil Mythic, Neriv, Crackling Vanguard. That's another one of the Commander decks. And Tygam, Master Opportunist, Mythic. All right. And then I notice you also got the Smile at Death here. So a whole stack of Mythics for you for last month. Enjoy. And next, let's see here. Oh, we've only got 3 patrons left. Let's go here with Luke Killam. Thank you for being a patron. So Luke got a Chaos box last month, the dragon theme. We've got an Ancient Gold Dragon pre-release for him. So each of those boxes had a foil dragon in it. Pretty spicy dragons, I might add. Still hunting for the wild card. Where is it? I'd like to hand it out before the end of the video. Okay, Luke, we've got Murder, along with Defiant Strike, Shepherding Spirits, Ingenious Artillerist, Bellowing Bruiser, Wandering Troubadour, Exsanguinate, Arbiter of Woe, whoops, skipping over Frontier Bivouac, there we go, Case File Auditor, that sounds like a fun job, Mammoth Bellow in foil, and Living Death. All right, so there we go, Luke, enjoy the pulls, especially that Ancient Gold Dragon. And next, we have Rebecca Humphrey. Thank you for being a patron. So a foil all-out assault from Tarkir Dragonstorm. Like I said, the patrons were ravenous for that set last month, and I don't think things have changed that much this month either, but I have had to ration them this week just because I have completely run out. So hopefully I've got a couple more boxes on the way that will tide us over. And I'm thinking that will only tide us over for a few weeks. So I might have to buy several more boxes before the end of the month. All right, Rebecca, what do we got? It is a Spot Cycle Scouter, Harried Spearguard. Oh, did you see that? I think we got the wild card. Kadama's Reach. Yes, it is. Standard pack. I can't even read my own writing. All right, there we go. Modern Horizons 3 today. Then we have Longstalk Brawl, Trail of Crumbs, Twisted Sewer Witch, Dawn Evangel, and Zergo's Vanguard, Vanquish the Horde, extra rare there. It of the Horrid Swarm, Eldrazi Insect, that's disgusting, and Temur Battle Crier for the rare. Okay, so Rebecca, we're going to grab you the rares, mythics, foils, anything over $1, art cards, and so forth. So I think we've done okay, about average out of these for this stream. We've got a Fledgling Dragon, Essence Reliquary, and if I miss anything over $1, let me know, I'll chuck it in. Emrakul's Messenger, Fangs of Colonia, I think that was one that was over $1, I'll chuck it in. Seething Landscape, Nyxborn Hydra, Expanding Ooze, Jolted Awake, Molten Gatekeeper, Unfathomable Truths, Gravedigg, Phyrexian Golem. On the other side, it's just a QR code. Apparently you can scan that and get to the coolest cards. I don't know if I believe that. We've got a foil forest, foil inspired inventor. Come on, big finish. Flare of Fortitude. Okay. It's not completely terrible, but I was hoping for better. Okay, so pop those in there for Rebecca, and she's up for round 2 here. What is this? Another mythic Shiko Paragon of the Way with that awesome border. Okay, so we'll create another one of these, and I will not be restocking the box. We're so close to the end here. We've got just 2 patrons left, so it doesn't really make sense. So we've got 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then a foil, rare or mythic. All right, Rebecca, round 2. What do we got? It is Force Away, Silken Strength, Goblin Javelineer, Endrider Catalyzer, Man of War, Get a Leg Up, Nissa's Judgment, Goma Fada Vanguard, Constrictor Sage, Blood Chief's Thirst. Oh, we did it! We found the third one. So I had 3 of these, and I was hoping we would pull all of them in the stream. Harmless Offering. That is the Deadpool Secret Lair bonus card. Transcendent Dragon. Now, if it was the other one, what was it? The Lotus. What did they call it? Blackened Lotus or something? Blacker Lotus, I think it was. That's something I probably would have had graded, but we did not pull it, alas. All right, one more patron here. And this is an awesome card indeed. Kane Carpentier got the Gold Span Dragon Mythic Borderless. So that one is one of the Secret Lair cards. Awesome artwork on that. Thank you for being a patron. And one final plug here for mtgunpacked.com. So we have chaos boxes. We have 4-pack and 3-pack mystery boxes. We've got the pure chaos, and I believe I also have some 500 count bulk there still in stock. Actually sold a one of the 4,000 count over the weekend. That took me a couple of hours to put that together, but yeah, we do have some of the smaller bulk boxes available. So if you're in the US of A, check it out. All right, final patron here for April 2025. We have Kane Carpentier. Good luck. We have Crypt Feaster, Silent Departure, Beastkin Ranger, Risky Shortcut, Kickoff Celebrations, Case of the Pilfered Proof, Talisman of Hierarchy, Kabira Takedown, Flipping It Into, Kabira Plateau, Cerulean Drake, extra rare here, Dragon Wing Glider, Foil Sitavama Masked Racer, and Within Range Extended Art. So enjoy the pulls there, Kane, especially that Gold Span Dragon. That is fantastic. So what do we got coming up this month on the channel? You might think it's a bit of a quieter month. We've got Final Fantasy next month. That's going to be nuts. Coming this Friday, we do actually have a Dungeons and Dragons Collector Booster Box break. So we're doing that for the patrons. That has already been recorded. Later in the month, I'm thinking we will also do a Dragons of Tarkir box. And also I have some more of those chaos boxes, those Walmart things, along with more of those graded card mystery packs. So looking forward to it. I think it'll be a fun month. So I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Hope you had a fantastic evening, and stay tuned for the next patron live stream, probably coming up later this month or early June. I'm hoping to get it in this month before Final Fantasy. Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy out there. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.